Test, 1, 2, test. Test, 1, 2, test. Diaguita Honey Eve, and welcome one and all to the FRL Tackle Tuesday here at Nurburgring. We're at round 5 in a combined full grid of something very, very special that I'm looking forward to very much share with you. I am Evan IRL. I am going to be your host for this evening, and it's going to be a very, very enticing race with everyone. Seems to be very, very closely packed. We have a couple of very fast laps already been set by Will Friedman, followed very closely by a McLaren in M. Woodward, who seems to be very good. 5 minutes, just over 5 minutes of free practice left. We're going to try and get each and every one of these guys a bit of airtime. Hopefully we're going to have a close battle. I'm just going to try and sort my audio issues now. Thank you very much. Give me 2 seconds. Let's try this. Right, test again. Lee, would you mind by chance telling me if this is any bit better? Thank you very much. Keep on going anyway with the show. Very packed grid here. Lots of very, very famous names and lots of FRL royalties here, I must say. Starting off with Will Friedman in the very rapid Ferrari. His teammate Papano quite a little bit behind at the moment. We'll go on for a little bit of an onboard with him. Will Friedman and Papano, the Ferrari drivers, dominating the racing so far. tight corners here on the road. Not one of my own favourite tracks, I must say, but this does definitely seem to be a Ferrari super track. It definitely does look like a healthy super track based on the races. But for something, after racing myself, it's something I managed to get some. Thank you very much, Lee, for trying to help me out here now. This is, as you can imagine, first time here on comms. Let's try this, shall we, okay? I really do appreciate that. So I want you to try and just test this for me then now. It's all sorts of squirrely outside of the Polish game. I can hear it myself. Ooh, getting very late on the brakes and now shifting down into first for the hairpin turn that's coming up now to the Schumacher S's, who seems to be getting onto a hot lap at the moment there now. Thank you very much, Lee, for all your help now with trying to set this up. Now, apologies for the absolute nightmare of this. Hopefully, there now, once we get into quali and get into the nitty gritty of this, all of the little audio gremlins at the moment might just get sorted. This all does seem to be good to go. So why don't we take a look a little bit down the grid and see what sort of early lap times have been sent. Will Friedman, that is a rapid 55.6. TK Drifter, another man who has been absolutely rapid in Tier 1, taking a win or two so far, I believe, as well. Kevin McEntee in the Lexus, posting a very good time, just above the 56s. It's a phenomenal time. Kevin McEntee, of course, racing with injury the last little while. Didn't have full use of one of his hands, but been able to have some great battles with him on track. It'd be lovely to see if he can qualify in a great position and see if he can make some amends out of it. Followed closely then by N. Woodward in the McLaren, who seems to be it's Kevin. Here we go, just to get a little bit onto the grass. We'll have a look at Brizzle here. Brizzle, actually, another man who is only 1.3 seconds behind. He's down in 8th place. It shows you the quality of this field at the moment. Then out of the top 10, well, top 10 are now separated by 2 seconds, but the top 8 only by 1.3 seconds there, as you can see. A couple of very famous names. I Am Slow, the man from the land down under, is here with us as well. It's a phenomenal commitment from this man. It most certainly should not be easy, but it's a testament to how good the league is, how fair we race, and I can most certainly tell you the name is most definitely deceiving. This man is most certainly no slouch. So it'll be interesting to see what sort of quality trim any of these guys. A lot of the guys down here have got Lurchies, who I've only ever seen in a McLaren before, so it's nice to see Lurchies in a big Bentley to see where he can get up to. Bristol seems to be on a hot lap at the moment for the final one. He is thereabouts level as to where his time is. Not as brightly coloured as we've seen Bristol in the past, so it's a bit of a toned down Bristol as it seems to be. We'll just see as he comes through the latter part of the section now, or of the track there now. Coming through the last chicane. He has one more hairpin to do now. He's 7 tenths up, 8 tenths up on this lap. This could be a phenomenal time. Let's go back. 7 tenths up will put him... We won't get to see. I think that would have put him at about P4, P5. Now, this is the time. Who is going to blink first? Kevin McEntee. Fresh Jinx. We are going to go... Ooh, it's like a bit of rain. A bit of rain at Nurburgring. This could spice things up. It's a lovely looking Mercedes, isn't it? Lovely little white Ooh, it's a little bit slippery, right? It is raining. This is going to spice things up. Nurburgring in the dry is not an easy track alone. Let alone in trying to get this done in the wet, as Jinx takes it for an owl slip and slide and takes it straight back to the pits for a bit of a setup alteration. So let's rethink who we're going to go out with. We will go out with... How's Kevin doing? Kevin is also going for a slip and slide. Everybody seems to love the Mercedes section of the track. P1 SJF, he's only just coming out. The purple peril. And there was not a lot of purple on this car, I must say. Going to be my future teammate in the Fridays, so I will be very eagerly awaiting to see how he gets on. Ooh. That Mercedes section, the turn 4, 5 and 6, the slow section of this track, seems to be catching everyone out at the moment, but okay. The purple peril seems to be getting on at the moment, so let's have a look, shall we? Yellow flags up ahead, as someone I think just teleported straight back. Looks to be very greasy. There's a big gaggle of cars happening as well there now, just as they come around the hairpin. Got to make sure they're obviously leaving enough space for each and everyone to get their laps in straight. There's only a 15-minute qualifying session. This is the time where racers really get their sweat on, as they need to try and ace every single corner to gain every 10th, even every 100th out of the car. This is the, from a racer's point of view, this qualifying is the most stressful. The race is easy, qualifying is the most stressful. Everybody wants to be the fastest in a hot lap. It's an extra little bit of pride from a racer's point of view, is what I'll say. Seems to be holding it together quite nicely. What we'll do is, as soon as he gets through the chicane, we will jump on board. So we will see what a hot lap looks like from Mr. Purple Peril's point of view. You can see up ahead is Mr. Barnett, my own teammate in the Tackle Tuesdays. So I shall be slightly, indiscriminately, but slightly, rooting for my teammate in this, and hope that he manages to get a good brake. He hits the brakes hard at the 100 mark. There's a lot of braking there. But he seems to be getting up and going. He's very touchy about this. This is called the Mercedes Arena. This section of the track. Oh, he gets a lot of oversteer. That car seems to be very slidey indeed. Taking it very handy on the throttle indeed. It gets back hard onto it there now to a very tough technical part of the track. This is one of my most feared corners. Can never seem to ace this. Then goes into a very as he loses the rear end of it, into a very technical right hand then. It is then all guns ablaze straight down to the hairpin. gets all the way up to 220 kilometers an hour and shifts. Oh, he's going to invalidate that one. Purple Peril is going to have to try and have another go. Who are we going to have a look at? We are going to have a look at... Had a look at Nelly. I want to have a look at... decisions, eh? We'll have a look at Mr. Robin Dobbin, shall we? Ooh, he was actually right behind Mr. Dinder Muscle. So this could be... Now, is Dinder on a hot lap? Are they both on a hot lap? That is the question. Oh. Right, they're both on a hot lap. Dinder Muscle really holding up then our Robin Dobbin, so this is not going to be the kind of lap that he's going to be looking for. And they've got I Am Slow right behind them, got yellow flags up ahead of us, so see what sort of early position that will take him up to. It'll put him P2 for the time being. I Am Slow with a 202 at the moment, going P1. Pano then jumps into P2 by the looks of things. So that is where that seems to be going. Look at my mini map. TK Drifter 1-1, he's about to cross the line, and he's only going to start his flying lap now. So who's behind him? Jester, a man who I've raced for quite a long time in a Bentley also, very, very quick human being. He is a 2.3, about 2.04 I'd say, thereabouts. Not the quickest time from him. 777 Kevin McAtee is going to come around the bend now. Where is he going to pop it? He's going to put it into... Oh, Kevin, that's a great lap. Need to find another couple of tenths there, buddy. I can't see... Fresh Brizzle's going to come around the corner there now, just a moment, I think. No, it's not. It's going to be Woodward. It's going to be Mr. N. Woodward. It's a lovely looking McLaren, that is. Where is he going to pop it? N. Woodward goes 3 tenths behind the man from the land down under, who is again being held up by traffic, it seems. Mr. I Am Slow, also the man who races on a controller, believe it or not. He has some smooth operational fingers. I'd say his missus must be a happy woman, but we shall not divulge inside of that, I must say. But a very, very sound chap. I've got to know him quite well through racing through multiple leagues. We always talk about one very ambitious move that I took to him at the hairpin in Barcelona, being the best move I've ever done in my life. So very, very sound chap, very, very easy to talk to. Will he improve? I doubted it after being held up. He's going to pull in there now. So who's coming around the bend now? 189, Fresh Jinx. Where's he going to put it? Fresh Jinx going to go P7 for the time being. TK Drifter must be about to come around. That is not what I meant to do. Where's TK Drifter going to put it? TK Drifter for the pole. Can't see, I'm after messing it up. TK Drifter put a pole at 2:01.8. It's a mighty fine time. Where are we going to look next? We're going to look at a Godzilla and Nissan, a car that I cannot get to grips with whatsoever, but a car that I just love the sound of. I think it's very wide in the last chicane lane. Where will Astral Racer, actually, a man who I've only ever seen racing the Nissan. We're actually going to go on board for a foot lap now. I've only ever racing the Nissan, being very hard on the brakes at the 100mm brake, shift down as hard as it can, take a tight line in. You need to take a much farther right line, which he's about to do, to get a nice exit, or a nice entry I should say, into turn 3. Get on the power late then and shift it up. Then you need to shift down, usually I would say 2 gears, take as much curve as you can on the inside, and then shift all the way transfer. Take a bit of curve on the right, don't go too far on the exit curve here, as you will invalidate the lap. Straight on then down to one of the most technical parts of the track, which is the track that I absolutely hate. It seems to be very squirrely, seems to be not an awful lot of grip on the track this evening, but he gets out of there quite well. It seems to be quite a good lap at the moment. It says he's down on his delta, but his last lap seems to be in 8 minutes or so. So I don't know how true to believe that. He's taken a very wide line around the hairpin as he comes up into the Schumacher S's, which is one of my favourite parts of this track. In the dry, if you're brave, you can take it flat. Well, in a Bentley, you can take it flat. If you try and take it in anything else, you might just struggle. It's a very, very... Ooh, the rear end, he's lost that. Astral Racer shall be back though, I'd say, to set another quick lap. Any further laps? Is TK Drifter going quicker again? TK Drifter, I think, is going quicker again. Will Friedman. Ooh, Barnett's. Ooh, that's going to be a bit naughty. Couldn't tell. It looked like Will Friedman might have been up there. Will Friedman might have been up on that lap. That's going to be a little bit naughty. How long have we left? We've got 450 seconds left of this. At the moment, provisional pole stands with TK Drifter in the number 111 Audi. The man from the land down under, Mr. I Am Slow, in the 109 Bentley. 8 tenths away. That's just testament to how fast TK Drifter's gone. Capano, Will Friedman's teammate, was just gone within a second as he goes for the Drift Games entry into the Mercedes section. Will Friedman then was in P4. There's a lot of traffic issues happening at Nurburgring Dinder. There's a very wild Bentley out there in Dinder Mufflin. Look back. It's a lovely, lovely little livery Mr. Woodward has on his McLaren, I must say. Oh, we got a wild down mark as well. There's an awful lot of traffic issues happening here, I must say. Doesn't appear to be. Don't think Woodward is on a fast lap at the moment. He does not. Let's have a look. I Am Slow does not appear to be going in for another crack at this. Everyone. Tro, I'm going to get back to him for a while. I've been racing with Tro for an awful long time. My teammate for this series, Barnett, does not seem to be enjoying himself out there at all in the Audi. I hope you enjoy the livery of that car. It's a special of mine. I created it. Lovely guy to race with. I've not been familiar with the Audi whatsoever, but he's been very kind to share some setup insights for the Audi. He's been driving the Audi for quite a significant amount of time. A very sound guy to talk to. I believe he's on a hot lap now, so we'll see where he manages to put it. And he managed to get 214. He's going to go again. He's already a second up now, so hard on the brakes. He's very wide line, but still very much so up on his delta. I don't want to miss anything up the front on a super pole. But, ooh, is Kevin McEntee off? Who shall we have a look at? Dinder Mufflin, we haven't gone to him yet. Where is he? He's coming through the back section of the track as we speak. Is he on a hot lap is the question. He does appear to be. He also does appear to be 8 tenths up of a... Surely that's not right. If this is best is a 206.8, that's surely not right. Oh no, sorry, it would be. Sorry. Oh, I'm having a mare. But hopefully all these jitters will be gone for the next palm race that I do. He is 1.2 seconds up. The Muffin's going to shoot right up the back. I Am Slow's been popped P3, so I wonder who's picked him. Muffin. Did he shoot up the leaderboard or did he invalidate his time? Mr. Woodward has popped his McLaren into P2. What a drive, son. And Mr. TK Drifter's back out for a lap, I believe. With a minute of qualifying left to go, this is about to heat up. It looks like it's going to be a 2-horse race. Maybe Will Friedman can sneak in there right at the end. Will Friedman has been dominating the tackle tier 1s as of late in that Ferrari loving life. But I want to be on board with Mr. Woodward, who's a 10th up at the moment, as he's going to come down to the hairpin. Seems to be a little bit down on straight line speed. Very wide entry to get onto the power early. He has made up some time. He's coming through the Schumacher presses. He shifts down a gear, which definitely does seem to have cost him time. It's definitely a corner you can take in fourth. Takes a little to get some of his gravel, a little bit too much also. Oh, Woodward, my friend. Looks like a 2-horse race. It's going to come down to one. Time is up. Who is on a lap? I'll have this up for a second. 189 is coming through. 189 is Mr. Fresh Jinx. I know you guys hate the map, but I need to see this now. I want to see who's coming on next. Last man to set a pole lap is going to be TK Drifter. So we'll see how we get on. Fresh Jinx pops it into 9th position. That is his race going to be done. Car number 10. Who's car number 10? Mr. Duzzy, who I've not come to yet. He's going to invalidate that lap, I'd say. It's getting a bit wide up there. He is indeed. Number 19 is my good friend, Mr. Barnett, who I cannot seem to find. He must be in 20th position, that I cannot get down to. So we're going to just go straight to Mr. Astral Racer. What's going on, Astral Racer? Ooh, very slidey. We're going to go on board. He's taking a lot of carb. He's down a lot of time. I don't know how much time he's going to be able to make up on this. This is going to be quite a poor qualifying session for Astral Racer. But then again, it's a low. So Mr. Barnett has actually managed to get up into P11. So good man from my teammate. Oh, he seems to be fighting that is an awful lot of double windows ahead. That's a funky camera screen. That's a beautiful looking Nissan. Astral Racer 260 euros, not going to be enough for anything higher. Who have we left? 789. 789, Sop Steve. Sop Steve in the Porsche. Only manages to get ahead of Mr. Tro, Paul Trotman. The last man to cross the line then is TK Drifter, who does not go any faster. So as we have it, here is your grid for what appears to be a wet Nurburgring. We have got TK Drifter in the 111 Audi up front, alongside Mr. N. Woodward in the 999 McLaren, which is a fantastic showing from him. Row 2 we will have I Am Slow in the Bentley versus Papano. In row 3 we'll have Will Friedman and Kevin McEntee. Kevin McEntee, a great performance again. Actually, he's really found his bearings in that Lexus. We had some great battles in Misano, although we had a great coming together too. Sorry there, folks. I do hope that annoying whine is now going to sort itself out, because I don't believe that was quite fair. If that has been controlling my entire quality comms, I do apologise. Wherever I was anyway, I do believe. Where was I? Row 4 will be Robin Dobbin and Fresh Brizzle. Fresh Brizzle is up into the top 10, which is a fantastic performance. The Purple Peril is also a great performance, 2.2 seconds down alongside Fresh Jinx, who had a great battle with. If you ever go back to Gio's stream on the YouTube channel, myself and Fresh Jinx at Laguna Seca went toe to toe for 20 to 25 solid minutes, just tit for tat. It's a fantastic watch, and Gio's a fantastic commentator, something you don't want to miss. Barnett, my main man, who I'm going to have to be indecisive about here now, but my main man in 11th alongside Jester in P12. Lurchies in P13 along with Astral Racer in that Nissan. Dinner Mufflin and Sop Steve then coming down the end. Sop Steve seems to be a fairly disappointing quality session for him, I must say. Tro, a man who's been racing with for 3 years plus in 17th, Duzzy in 18th, Big Time Dave and Darren Mark rounding up the field. This is going to be a full-on race. Who do I want to be with at the start? I want to be with Kevin. Kevin McEntee is the man who I am going to choose to start the race with. Lexus is a great car in the wet also. So Kevin, you are the chosen one today. Williams, James, thank you my friend for the kind comment in the chat room. I don't know how to get rid of that awful wine, but we will do our best. Why am I not with Kevin now? Maybe this is normal. Let's get a nice look down. I'm a man who really enjoys the liveries of cars. I must say, Dinder Mufflin's got a lovely green livery. I suppose who let this Irish fella commentate? I'm gonna love every green car there is. Larchies is another great livery there, I must say. I love the purple. Is that Darren Mark? No, it's Astro Racers. Purple Nissan as well. The purple Peril P1 SGF will be proud of that one. I love this slow camera. This is a lovely camera. Leonidas, good luck to all the drivers. Thank you very much indeed. He is going to be supporting from afar. Jester in the blacked out Bentley. It's also a lovely Audi from P1 SGF. The orange wheels make that. I want a car in real life with orange wheels. That's what I want. As the man himself, Mr. Coops, Comes by Coops, would say, this is the time where strategies are understood. How many litres they need to take into the car. Trotty, let's rock and roll. Tro, my friend, I'm going to be following you like a hot snot on this one there now. I don't think I've actually ever seen you drive a Porsche, so I hope to catch some great battles. I mean, it's a very difficult car to drive, but best of luck in the race, pal. 1 minute and 20 seconds left. I'm going to take a very quick refreshment break, otherwise my throat is going to be in bits after this, so bear with me for 2 seconds whilst we get back to the formation lap. 20 seconds to green. This is usually where the sweat starts pumping. Well, I don't know, for me maybe. This is where the sweat starts pumping. This is where you make every last little twiddle. I am slow. Thank you for the flashes. I see you, buddy. I hope you have a fantastic race. There is Kevin. Should we go on board for the formation lap? Is it raining? It is raining. It is also raining for the race. So we had a dry practice, we had a wet quali, and it looks like we're going to have a wet race. Although, if anyone enjoys watching the stream, a little birdie tells me that it's going to start getting dry in 15 minutes. It's going to rain, it's going to get heavier in 5 minutes, then the rain is going to stop. This could end up, this could be won or lost on pit strategies at the moment, and who takes the risk. If there is a risk to take, I'm going to dry tyres. we could be in for an all-time classic here. I'm not sure if this is a guided or an unguided formation lap. They appear to be going a little bit quick. TK Drifter setting the pace at the moment. It appears to be unguided to me, but as you can see Kevin's throttle and brake there at the end. The 62.8 is quite far forward brake bias for a Lexus. Of course, with the rest, everyone's going to be running quite a high traction control. It's a lovely looking car. A shame you can't choose your own Lexus liveries on the PS4. I'd love to. You see all the guys on PC that just create the most beautiful Lexus there. It's a beautiful camera angle too. I like that. Will Friedman there in the Ferrari Robin Dobbin. It's a fantastic name also. But yeah, two Ferrari boys. They've just been untouchable. I've been driving the Audi in this taco season, which probably hasn't been my best choice. But I could be driving a rocket ship, and I probably couldn't touch the two Ferraris at this stage. They've just been scandalously fast, almost illegally fast. Purebred aliens that they absolutely are, but also very sound folk. I've raced with Pano for quite a while. I've actually raced Will Friedman across multiple leagues, and I think we both seem to have found our home here. So, as I come up to the chicane, they're going to be lining up side by side very shortly. It all looks a little bit hectic, so let's make sure everyone gets in. Ooh, it all looks a little bit out of shape. TK Drifter really holding them up quite early. So I wonder if this is a tactic of his. Oh lads, come on. Let's get the formation in check nice and early. So TK Drifter, Neil Woodward. Who is going to have the battle down into turn 1? I hope that I can see it as we wait. I'm following you, Cooper, as we wait. Let's go, lights green. 246 Tro has got a drive through already, and Chinks, Brizzle. There's been an awful lot of contact down at the back. I don't want to move just for now. I'd have to have a look back at that. TK Drifter appears to have the advantage. There's a big lunge from a Bentley there in the background. Oh, Woodward tags Drifter. But all seems to be nice and easy. I am slow. It does seem to be going side by side with Woodward down into turn 4 into the Mercedes section. Ooh, it's all getting very nice and tight. I am slow. Has to tuck back in behind. Woodward might get a track and a penalty for going a bit wide there. But it seems to be, as it is at the moment, TK Drifter taking a little bit of a gap so far. I am slow. What will do? Let's get back into it. Let's get stuck into it. Let's see what happens. Into the hairpin. The controller stays in second. You see a lot of guys going to first gear for that hairpin, but I would also be of the fan of going second. The rain does appear to have stopped. Oh god, he turned in late there. I don't know what seems to happen now. That could have been just a delayed reaction. Woodward also goes quite wide. Let's have a look behind. Who is that behind? That is going to be the founder behind Kevin McEntee. Oh, and Will Friedman gone very wide out there. Kevin McEntee is going to gain a position there as well. To get up fast, Will Friedman. Ooh. Will Friedman. What is happening to you? He slotted right in behind. Barnuts, my main man, who's gained a couple of positions, and the Purple Peril, my main man for Friday. Oof. I'm stuck. I'm caught in the middle. So this appears to be going very well. Trotty for a man. Ooh, who's gone for an early pits? Did I not see? Kevin McEntee's gone for an early pits along with Tro. Kevin McEntee. That scared me there. I didn't know what was happening. So, oh, Mr. Woodward's dropped a couple of places. Oh, I missed that. My apologies for that, I appear to have missed that. I Am Slow and Papano have managed to get through. Lurchy's gaming. I can't remember where he started, but he seems to have gained an absolute huge amount of places. He's up in P5 at the moment. This battle here, let's see. Oh, Papano goes quite wide there. Tro has cleared the drive-through. It's very, very unfortunate then for dropping. He's going to have a tough time trying to make it up. Mr. Woodward seems to have this McLaren looking like it is on rails. It gets hard into place. You see, I believe the Ferraris also go into first gear for the hairpin, whereas Mr. I Am Slow in the Bentley, he shifts to third for the short aggressives as well. I don't know if the track is greasy. I don't know if there's just a lack of confidence, if there's a high fuel load at the moment. It appears to be a multitude of things, but he's all over the trough of Japan as we speak, sniffing gearbox oil for fun at this stage. Who have we in the pits? Oh, we've a lot of gentlemen in the pits. Brizzle, looks like a lot of damage from Brizzle. Darren Mark is in, Fresh Jinx is in, who did get clattered at the start, or caused a clatter, I don't know. Astral Racer, both the Nissans have had a nightmare so far. Tro doesn't appear to have affected him too much so far as of yet. Lovely looking car, I must say again. So, where are we now? Who is the closest battle? Will Friedman and Lurchies. Ooh, this looks tasty. Let's get on board. Oh, is he going to make a dive? He's going to make a dive. Oh, it's a lovely, lovely manoeuvre. He's going to take the tight line. Oh, they're going to touch. Oh. Trading paints, all's fair in love and war. What a dive from Mr. Friedman, who is, of course, FRL royalty. Along here. Lurchy's going to have a go back into the Mercedes side, is he? Wrong camera angle. There you go. I do love this camera angle. Lurchy's is probably going to get an old track warning there. But ooh, he's closing right up. Lurchy's does not want to give that one up. Oh, he just takes it too deep, and that is going to cost him. Let's have a look, see if there's any close battles at the moment. P1 SGF is right. Oh, good lordy, look at this. A Purple Peril. Is this a 4 or 5 way battle? Oh, look at this. So, oh, we have got Robin Dobbin, the Purple Peril and P1 SGF, Dinder Mufflin and Sop Steve in a 4-car train separated by maybe 1.5 seconds, being generous. All up through the Schumacher. This is Jester not too far behind as well, who is surely going to close up now with these 4 battling. 2 Audis, 2 Bentleys and a Porsche will walk into a bar. What do you get? So this is going to be unbelievable scenes. Let's keep on board with this. I do not. Oh, it's Sop Steve and Dimmer Mufflin have a bit of a comeuppance there. Yeah, Dimmer Mufflin did not seem to be happy with Sop Steve there. But we're going to stay on with. Of course, I miss it. P1 SGF gets past Robin Dobbin. Robin Dobbin is now going to come into the pits, of course, as I try and change this. So we're going to go with we'll go with Steve. Oops. Brizzle must have had a nightmare if he is still in the pits. There's surely going to be Papano's making an early pit stop. It has stopped raining. The track is fast. Dry tyres are now going to be optional. Is it that these top guys took the risk and took dry tyres to begin with? I wonder. That is going to be a very interesting point. Sop Steve seems to be romping away, so let's have a go at who is close behind. Dinder Mufflin and Jester appear to be the closest battle at the moment. Oh, never mind. Never mind. I'm gonna just put that down to commentators curse if he wants to. Stop Steve now gets straight past the Purple Peril to gain into P7. Barnett's my main man, P6, loving life, keeping Team D's nuts going, whilst I'm here in the booth. Dinder Mufflin still holding off Jester in the other Bentley. Where else have we got battles? Will Friedman chasing down Woodward at the moment. Woodward's going to be kind of gutted. He must have made a mistake somewhere along the way to let I'm Slow through. I'm Slow is coming into the pits. Interesting one. TK Drifter still booting along. Ooh, Jester and Dinder Mufflin very close. They are. Go on, let's have a look. Let's have a look, shall we? Let's go on board. Oh, I think Jester's carrying some damage. His steering wheel seems to be a little bit all over the shop. Still did a 2.28, which wasn't a bad time at all. The battle seems to have fizzed out ever so slightly. How's Lurchy's getting on? It's a lovely looking car, isn't it? Lovely, lovely, lovely looking car indeed. Seems to be going quite well. Will Friedman seems to have closed right up to Mr. Woodward. Is this the closest battle we have? No, it's the one we're going to stay with. It's going to be the most important one. I love this camera angle, don't you? Schumacher presses. Oh, near on flat. Love it. Absolutely love it. Will Friedman. He's just an absolute animal in the car. Cannot be stopped. Shall not be stopped. Forever be the prince of FRL, we shall call him. Only 0.4 seconds now as they come down the back straight and are going to come through the most difficult part of this track in my eyes, which is the chicane. Take too much curb either side, your car will become a spaceship. Simple as, no questions. That curb is also diabolical. Ooh, this is going to be tasty. Ooh, Friedman loses the tail a small bit. Point Woodward. Point to Woodward there is all I am going to say. This battling is also allowing Lurchies behind to close up ever so slightly. There is going to be... Oh, whoa. Aha, I think I know what's going on. So, I never explained this properly in the pre-race build-up. Although we do have a combined super grid, I'm going to say, the drivers' rankings are still going to be counted as Tier 1 and Tier 2. I'd say Tier 1 and Tier 2 in inverted commas because they all deserve to be here. Simple as. Will Friedman is a Tier 1 driver along with the group that I've been in. Mr. Woodward is actually been in Tier 2, so technically this is still for his race win. He's battling with Lurchies. That is why I think he didn't put up too much of a fight. Now, that were me on the other hand, I'm quite competitive. I probably would have stayed, but I can understand it. So, makes sense. But he's keeping up them, I must say. He wants to let Will Friedman track down TK Drifter. Because TK Drifter, Mr. Woodward. Oh, calm it down there slightly. Let's have a look back here. So this is going to be for the lead pit stops. The Cano's managed to jump I Am Slow. I wonder if I Am Slow had damage actually, or if there was a mistake made. But who do I want to stay on board with? Will Friedman's going to go for an early pit. Will Friedman's going to roll the dice. I mean, why not? I'm going to stay with Mr. I Am Slow. Look at that. It's nearly flat in fourth gear throughout there. When we raced this track on the Pure Sim Gear Sunday GT3s, which is all take part if you want to, and it was a fantastic race. It was a track that actually, I don't want to toot my own here, but toot my own horn, I should say, toot, managed to snag a win independently at this track in race 2. So, you know, I think I could deserve a toot. Oh, look at this, he's right up Papano's hole now. Most difficult part of the track. The Bentley just seems so much more comfortable now. It's going to be interesting. Where is Will Friedman going to come out in all of this? I want to get a helicam view of this. Will Friedman's out, but not by far. There's Will Friedman. I Am Slow is making a dive. He's getting hard onto the brakes. Takes a very early line. Papano's going to try a cut back. Does not get the drive he was looking for. I Am Slow. Phenomenal move. That would have been for the lead pit car. However, he's now only 2.9 behind Will Friedman. That is now going to be I Am Slow's race. Should really change his name to I Am Quick, if I'm honest with you. I'm going to set up a GoFundMe to pay to change his PSN to just I Am Quick, if I'm honest with you. He's just so fast. It is scandalous. Pano gets quite late on the brakes there. Let's have a look. How many battles have we got? Lurchies is less than a second behind Woodward, and that is essentially going to be the battle for the tier 2 in inverted commas P1. Whoa, the plot thickens. The plot, it just thickens and thickens. PNSG, phenomenal performance for him so far. Top Steve, he qualified something like 16th or 17th. Granted, I know half the field have pitted so far, but he's cleared an awful lot of racers so far, which is phenomenal going. Trotty, my main man, who for as long as I've been sim racing, which is, I'm going to say 3, possibly 4 years, I've been alongside this man. We ran a league together for a little while. Great bloke to talk to. Great time for throw, as always. Never seen him in a Porsche though. It's very strange experience for me, but he seems to be handling it well. Seems to have been very unlucky with the... Whoa! I missed something big. I missed either I Am Slow and Papano being lightning quick, or Will Friedman made a mistake. Judging by the time that Will Friedman has dropped back, I think I missed a mistake, and that's just testament to this, I suppose. I Am Slow and Papano have now cleared Will Friedman, so net race. Oh, Dinder Mufflin. What is going on here? Dinder Mufflin, I think, has played an absolute blinder. Never mind, sorry, okay, it's updated. Oh, there I was, about to absolutely just lose my mind for a second. That was... for a second there, I thought Dinder Mufflin was God, if I'm honest with you. But no, I Am Slow and Papano still seem to be the two men out front, and they're also, do you know what? Papano, select. Oh, if there's anyone in the comments, Lurchies or Papano, which battle to go to, or Astral. Oh my god, this is all the same one. I'm gonna stay in the mall, I think. Lurchie, oh my god, oh! Fresh Jinx, that is going to be... That was a little bit naughty, Jinx, I'm gonna be honest with you, that was a little bit naughty. Couldn't have picked the worst time to move there for boot flag, so we're gonna leave that there for the time being, if I'm honest with you. Gonna get on board with Papano. seem to be struggling a little bit in the slower sections. Struggles to seem to get onto the brakes. The brake bias very 50-50. Whereas, I'd have thought he'd have needed a little bit more towards the front. Seems to be losing a bit of time now as well, so we're going to leave it just for now. See, Archer's now falling 3 seconds off the back of Woodward. Let's close back up again. Oh, jinx an Astral Racer. I suppose we have to, don't we? It's only fair. Oh, who's that? Oh, it's Barnett's. Oh, it's going to be blue flags. Oh, I wouldn't be battling that too much now. Barnett's is up in the P4. Jinx, oh Jesus, Barnett's following him. It's becoming a bit of a nightmare because Barnett's and Sap Steve are now also in a fight there as well. Jinx is better off getting out of the way of Steve as well, I'd say, which he's going to try and do by going wide. Oh Jesus, he takes a very aggressive line. It's well within his right to do so at that point. He's going to try and get up through the Schumacher S's quite well. The Mercedes looks a beautiful car, I must say. That was a great spot. Well done, Jinx. You've made amends there now. That was a perfect blue flag, perfect example of what we like to see in blue flags. Sap Steve. Oh yeah, sure. That's the battle I was looking at. Yeah, do you know what? I really enjoy the sound of the Porsche. It's a car I cannot get used to, but I will continue to drive for all time because I enjoy driving it. So, Sap Steve after my man in these nuts Audi R8. Let's see how we get on. Oh, he gets a great drive out of there. Oh, he gets a fantastic drive out. I take my eyes away for 2 seconds to take a bit of a hydration break and I miss it. So the stream caught it. The stream definitely caught it. I missed it. So this is just been a comms debut from hell, I believe. We're having a great time of it right now so far. It's only typical. Only absolutely typical. Now, Astral is going to have blue flags. So, stay on board. Oh, you should have jinxed it better is all I'll say. So, let's have a look, shall we? Let's have a look, shall we, at the leaderboard as she stands. TK Drifter having a dominant race out there, out front. It's going to nearly pull, I'd say, close to 20 seconds to Woodward at the moment. He's just got that Audi. Yeah. Am I perfect or am I perfect? 20.091. So there you go. That's what we like to see. 5 seconds behind him is Lurchies, who did get a little bit unlucky in terms of some blue flags where it did cause him to go off-road a little bit down by the hairpin. Behind him then Sap Steve, who's having a phenomenal race. My man then Barnett, who is going to be behind the Purple Peril, who's getting past Tro, who's a back marker at the moment. Grid's very, very divided up at the moment, but also very congested. It's weird. This has been a weird race so far. Jester then just behind. Well, I say just behind, a little bit behind. Big Time Dave then. Actually, Big Time Dave is having quite quite a good race. He's an awful time over the last little while. Just being unlucky, just being caught in little incidents. So it is good to see Big Time Dave have a solid race at the moment. Does he? He's now coming into the pits. He was behind I Am Slow to Pan and Will Friedman already. Kevin McEntee is essentially got to be in provisional P4, but I assume TK Drifter is going to come ahead of the rest of them. It's going to be about 30. I'm going to say it's going to be about 50 seconds total, thereabouts, to do a full pits. So 20, 30. It actually might be closer than I think. Between TK Drifter and I Am Slow, there, it'll be interesting to see when TK Drifter comes in for his pit stop. The man from all the way far away is acting in. He's P1 of the guys who stopped for the moment. I want to take a bit of a look down here. I don't really know what happened at the start. I didn't really stay. I do know Fresh Brizzle was stop Steve's coming to the pits. That's going to be quite important. Fresh Brizzle has had an incident right at the start where somebody I think got a better start than someone else and just collided with the back of it and took 2 or 3 cars out. I believe Fresh Jinx was also a part of that. Jinx and Brizzle being the only cars so far that I know really that have been a part of it. So it's going to be an interesting one to see what happens with that. Darren Mark actually I think was also part of that. Oh, Darren Mark was just letting someone by. That would be the Ferrari of Papano, if I am not mistaken. So, where is I Am Slow? I Am Slow is already ahead of Stop Steve, definitely. That means Pahano's going to be ahead of him. That means, Will Friedman is also going to be ahead of him. Kevin McEntee is going to get ahead of Stop Steve as well. Dinder Mufflins. Where will I put Stop Steve? I'll put Stop Steve. I might put him in the top 6 or top 7. Seems to be taking a fair bit of time in there though, so he does. Does Mr. Steve. 2 Ferraris running quite close together. Top 3 as it stands at the moment. This track does it very weird because I know for a fact these guys have passed it, but there you go. Like now, Stop Steve is falling down the pecking order. It's a very weird track for that now, I must say. Must ask if any of the other comms seem to have a similar issue, because it's definitely a bit of an annoying one. So, Stop Steve. He is behind Kevin McEntee. Is he behind Dinder Mufflin? He is ahead of Dinder Mufflin. So, Kevin McEntee has had a very good race so far in the Lexus. Just about to come up to the halfway point too, and I'm really where this race is going to get exciting and juicy is when TK Drifter pits and when I Am Slow is right behind Big Time Dave. Oh gee! Oh no! That is a nightmare. That is very unfortunate from Mr. I Am Slow. He is going to be like a bull seeing red at that. I didn't quite catch it all. I can't put any kind of fault of blame on anyone at the moment. It'll have to be reviewed at a later date. But not the greatest thing to see. Now, I did see a comment come through, but it hasn't popped up for me. So I apologise for that. So whoever seems to have commented, I can't actually see the chart. Give me 2 seconds. Yeah, my apologies there now for not actually being able to see the chat now, if I'm honest with you. My own Twitch is having a bit of a meltdown and theft. Ooh! What is going to happen here? Our team order is going to be in place at Team Ferrari. Doesn't look like the panels are going to want to give this up too much. And they are going to have some blue flags ahead of them in the form of fresh jinx in the Mercedes. So, Nurburgring seems to have backed off ever so slightly. So it's going to be an interesting one. Because I'm slow, it's dropped 6 seconds behind Will Friedman, so it's got an awful lot of work. The panel is a very cold brown moment for the Greek god, Mr. Papano. I hope he doesn't mind me saying that. Ooh, he's gone off the brakes. He's gone for the dive. He's pulled it off from teammate. Oh, but Papano's fighting back. I think he conceded that one in the end. By the looks of things, I think he conceded that one in the end. Oh, it's a lovely camera shot, isn't that? Oh, these are some lovely camera shots. Good man, Fresh Jinx. Did he get out of the way of Papano? He's gone side by side with Papano, but that's worth some nice blue flags, I must say. It's going to be a racing Jester, although Jester has yet to stop. Have we any other battles on margin? So don't really want to stay away, but I think Will Friedman's going to make that move stick. Big Time Dave's coming to the pits. So TK Drifter, Woodward, Lurchie's in the pits. Lurchie's is going to try and undercut Woodward. That's going to be an interesting one. Barnett's going to play the long game. Purple Peril is also going to play the long game. Purple Peril must have a teammate. Who's that head of him? Find it this way. Oh, does he? So the Purple Peril seems to have a teammate in Duzzy, so that's why they're in matching liveries. Great to see two white, purple and gold cars out there with orange wheels. I drive a Hyundai Coupe. I'd love to see a Hyundai Coupe with orange wheels. And if anyone's ever thinking of buying a Hyundai Coupe, don't. It's an awful piece of machinery. The Purple Peril is not too far behind Barnett's either now, I must say. Barnett's currently holding P3, although Lurchie's, it says it's P3 there, but Barnett's is really in P3 at the moment. Jester coming in for his pits. First Jinx must have had some more damage. There's no drive-throughs as of yet. Stop Steve. He's going to make a place up with Jester going into the pits. So, from a man who started close to the back 4, back 5, he is going to get into the top 10. It's going to be quite the achievement for him. How far away is... I love a good green car, so I do, so... Good man Dinder Muffin. It's a great... lovely livery. I don't know if he's Irish, but if he's Irish, I love him even some more for a beautiful... Oh, TK Drifter's in the pits. Lurchie's, there's no way Lurchie's is ahead. Yeah, he's not. Okay. Will Friedman is at the hairpin. TK Drifter is in the pits. Woodward is in the pits. This is where it gets interesting. This is why we love to race. What strategy is best? Will Friedman's through the Schumacher S's. He's coming down the back section of the track. No movement. Oh, is there movement? Oh my good lordy above. TK Drifter could go backwards. Still be okay. Oh, it's out flying by. The Friedman is only at the chicane. TK Drifter is going to have a monstrosity of a lead at the moment. Now, I'm interested in Woodward. Barnett's my main man, is also in the pits. PNSJF is going to be the last man to pit. Where's Will Friedman? He's coming down straight. He's going to take Woodward. Easy. Papano is also going to take Woodward. I am slow. It's not. Oh, here we go. Hard into the braking zone. Woodward's going to stick right. I'm slow, is going to try and go left. I'm slow, might have a little bit of damage from the contact earlier. I'm going to go on board, so because I want to see this. I want to see if actually Woodward's going to fight this. They are in different tiers again, I say in inverted commas. But this is going to be an interesting one all the same. For a man on a controller, he steers so beautifully. I'm gonna try. Yes. Oh, it takes a nice early line. Oh, he's all over the gearbox of that McLaren. Oh, it's a beautiful looking car. It's a car that can also drive. There does seem to be a small bit of damage on Mr. Slow's car. It's definitely the closest battle on track. Does he intro? They were close. Let's not miss this. Yeah, let's not miss this. P1SGF, he is going to lead a lap, top man, to the Mr. Purple Barrel. He's going to have a fantastic race so far. It's been great to see him getting up there so well. Oh, is he going to have a look into the chicane? Oh, what a dangerous boy! Oh, oh, a little bit of a bump and grind. Oh, I'm going to need to go on board for this. Lap 1 dive, aren't I? I should have done that. There we go. I'm getting used to all these cameras. I'll get there eventually, guys, don't worry. Woodward seems to have got the better exit out of it. 58.8 in the last lap. It's phenomenal. 57.0. Oh, there's the dive. Woodward's going to try and close the door, but I think he thought better of it. Go there. I will say, Woodward's now got an 8, or close to the 9-second gap to Lurchies, which is, again, P1 in inverted commas for their own tier. It's a phenomenal race from, again, a tier 2 driver to get into the top 5 here with just racers of this absolute caliber. P1SGF has come into the pits. Did he do a quick pit stop? No, he's coming out. P1SGF's going to be behind Lurchies, it'll be behind Kevin. Where's P1SGF coming out? SGF's coming out in P9. Oh. So it's actually behind Barnett's too. Barnett's going to get P8 at the moment. He's going to try and chase down... Where else have we battles? Have we battles anywhere else? Woodward and I Am Slow seem to be the closest at the moment. Now, how far of a gap does I Am Slow have to Pano? Only 3 seconds. So I Am Slow is going to be chasing. TK Drifter is in a league of his own. There's just no other words for it. The man from Hungary is just an absolute... He's extraterrestrial. It's plain and simple. 24-second gap over an alien in his own right of Will Friedman in a Ferrari that he seems to absolutely love. These guys are going hammer and tong at it at the moment. I'm gonna have to, aren't I? Yep. Force my hand. 57.7. It's a lovely lap time. We'll get away with that, just about, I'd say. You don't want to be doing it too much, don't want to be going out there too often. The very different lines. I Am Slow got the much better drive out there. It's going romping away out of the straight. see, Woodward, you're taking it in fourth now. That's the right job. You've done unbelievable there. Haven't gone on board with any of the Nissans as of yet. They really seem to be struggling here. It's a difficult car to dial in. It's I've driven it a couple of times. I've driven it a lot around Bathurst actually, and it is quite a nice car to be in around Bathurst. By all means, it's a bit of a beast. If you get it right, you get it perfectly, and it's gorgeous. But you need to, I think, have a very, very great set of mind. Assetto Racer has been an absolute animal in this car. He just seems to be really. I wonder, possibly he had a wet setup at the start, thinking that it might be wet for the entire race. But it was wet for me with the first 10 minutes or so, and as you can see, the track is bone dry right now, as we can see. It was great to see Astra here. I haven't managed to race with him too much. I actually raced with him last night in a different league. I didn't see any of him. He was way too quick for me. So it's quite a shock to see him down there in 15th. But he's chasing down Big Time Dave at a rate of knots. Big Time Dave, also great to see him having a lovely race. Do you know what? I don't think I've ever covered a battle for last place. Or for second last place. But this is what I love to see. And Brizzle, fair play to him. I've got nothing but respect for Brizzle now. In fairness, he's a lad who just drives and drives and drives until he falls apart. I've driven some of his setups. He sets up the car in the most ridiculous way, but he can make it work. He is so quick in his own right. Jinx, as I mentioned earlier, if you have some time, go back to the Taco Tuesday. If I'm not mistaken, it was 2 weeks ago. Oh, Brizzle, go on! He's not going to go for a dive just yet. Go back to the Taco Tuesday Tier 1 on the PS4 at Laguna Seca, and just watch myself and Jinx just go tit for tat for 20 solid minutes, and it was. We both talked about it for the following week, about how much fun it was. So, two great drivers I've actually got massive respect for. It's good to see that they're battling it out even for every position there on the track, as we see. Brizzle's getting a much better run in the Bentley, by far his favourite car. I once seen him in a Porsche and that did not go well. Less spoken about that the better. But Jinx is giving him a good run for his money. That Mercedes is just so good on the exits. This Bentley is so good through the Schumacher S's. Oh, Jinx makes a mistake. Brizzle's going to try and cut back. Oh, he shifted down a bit early there. Are we going to see a dive into the chicane? Oh, he gets onto the grass. He's not able to do it now. Oh, Jinx goes very wide. Don't. Oh, he got out of it. He had to get out of it. There was no choice there. Jinx had nowhere else to go other than the middle of the track, so he's going to try once again. Oh, I feel a dive coming. Do you feel a dive coming? Because I feel a dive coming. Oh, let's have a look. Is he going to dive? Oh, he's very sensible, but Jinx, I think. Oh, they both go very deep. Oh, they're going tit for tat, they're not giving up. Oh, this is sensational stuff. I don't even want to check the rest of the leaderboards, to be honest with you. This is when it comes to wheel-to-wheel combat, I have to give Fresh Jinx every plaudit under the sun. Brizzle, oh, don't go getting a drive through now, buddy. That's the last thing you're going to want on your mind right now. he gets a much better drive. He has to get out of it again. The track's just that little bit narrow. Oh, they both get on their brakes heavy. They're going side by side. Oh, Brizzle does it. Oh, can he hold it? Let's get on board with Jinx. Oh God, it's gone. Jeez. Eyes. I think Brizzle might have this one done. Right, let's look. Okay, that's fair. Oh my God, right, okay, I have to stay on this now. Who else is close? Tom Dave's close to Jester, Assetto Corsa is close to Jester, there are marks on it, hits again. I might give Brizzle an extra little position. But this is where... Oh! Oh, I didn't know what Papano was doing there. He pulled it right off to the right. This is battling hammer and tongue for the final podium position. Darren Mark and first Jinx into the pit. Jinx the third attempt into the pits. Oh, we caught a lovely battle with this. Oh, is I'm still gonna go for a dive? Oh, oh, Papano's lost it. Oh, Papano, he hits. Oh no, it's absolute disaster. Is that Woodward? Who's gone through? Woodward's gone through. Oh my days, Woodward is going to snag a podium. Is he? Oh, this is sensational stuff with 14 minutes to go. 15 minutes to go, I should say. That is sensational stuff. Oh, I got another comment, but my app was closed. To whoever commented, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm after missing that again. I'm really sorry. If you wouldn't mind to an L comment again, I don't know how to keep them going. I'm really sorry for that. It's all just a part of these little gremlins I'm having. I need to get on board with I Am Slow. Actually, do you know what? I'm gonna get on board with Woodward. I'm gonna go. Here we go. I have the chat room open now if anyone wants to talk to me. I'm really sorry about all this there now. It's been an awful look. But the panels had an awful shocker. So Lurchies has also managed to get through on the panel. Minus that's the Jinx. Okay. Oh, this is going to taste up to be something lovely treaty. Oh, they both go very wide after the chicane. Oh, Big Time Dave and Jester. Oh, they're very close as well. I can't move on from this. It's too close. They're too close. Oh, they're too close too. Oh, it's all well and good. Yeah, I'm still didn't make a move there. Big Time Dave is having a phenomenal race. Oh, look at this. He's going to dive up the inside. What a man. Doesn't pull it off though, but what a man. They're gone through the Mercedes section of the track, and the most difficult part of the track in my eyes, where you've got to have the weight transfer of the car absolutely tip-toe perfect to have any hope of getting around there right. They've got Astral Racer behind. They've actually got TK Drifter behind, so they're actually going to have to come up to blue flags soon. That's going to be interesting. Because these guys won't want to give. Oh my God, Big Time Dave's got such a run. Big Time Dave's got such a run. Oh, I'm gonna have to stick with this, aren't I? This is. Oh, go on, Dave. Go on, Dave. You know you want to. Ticket Drifter is very unhappy with this, and I couldn't and I can understand why. And I'm here egging it on. I probably shouldn't be, but yeah, okay. Ticket Drifter's gonna get by. Jester's gonna ham on the brakes early, and this is gonna open the door for Big Time Dave. Who's gonna go very, very, very wide indeed. Oh no, 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 no. Okie dokie. That is not what we like to see. That is not what we like to see. It's going to put an end to that for now. So let's go back. Do I smell? Dive, don't. Very, very, very wide line now. It's an interesting one to see how else it's put him level with his fastest time for 56.6, which is quite the rapid time indeed. Lurches is closed up a bit. The gap to Lurches was about 8 seconds a couple of laps ago. He's pulling a couple of tenths back. Where else can I go? Where else can I go? Where else can I go? Nowhere else really. This is going to be. I can't really miss this battle, can I? It's not going to be in my regimen to do so. The hugs very, very tightly, I would say. Getting all up along there. Why is my camera doing that in certain angles? It's a bit weird. It just goes super bright. Must be something I'll have to ask the lads. But yeah, it's an odd one. Minutes to go. I repeat, 10 minutes to go. This is heating up. I've got TK Drifter just in an absolute league of his own. You can see the field is quite heavily divided. Big Time Dave's back into the pits. I wonder if he had some irreparable damage from that little bumper cars with Jester. It would be nice to understand. We might have to find out at some point later on. Anyway, Ticket Drifter in P1, Will Friedman happily, comfortably also in P2. This is the battle for P3. This is the battle for the podium spot. This is the spot that both of these guys would want to be on really, really badly. These guys are fighting in tears, but these guys are fighting for honor at this point. Both these guys are vicious, hard racers, but they're also going to do this for an awful lot of fun. Archie's is steadily keeping behind Papano. Very wide. I don't want to be gone from this. But Papano is in P6. Good. Oh, guys, and torn again. Why do you do this to me? Right, let's give Stop Steve a little bit of recognition, shall we? For I'd say easily making up 9 or 10 places so far. I'm gonna have 3 or 4 nominations for Commons Driver of the Day here, if that means anything, to be honest with you. Tika Drifter for being an absolute legend, in Woodward for throwing it out there like an absolute hero, and Stop Steve for having the race of his fucking life. Ooh, F-bombed, nice. I shall not do that again. My bad. There we go. A Porsche looks quite well. I need to see. Oh, look at this. This is racing at its finest. This is tit for tat. Oh, he's gonna let Iron slow through. He's gonna go. He's gone. He's gonna try and dive. There's Big Time Dave. You need to stay out of this. I mean, it was naughty, but I mean, it was. I liked it at the same time. It was quite lovely. This is gonna be another one now, right? Let's have a go up here. Kevin McEntee, great racer, loving life in that Lexus. Stop Steve. There's an absolute Trojan, a veteran in this. Kevin McEntee's getting all the way to the left, not wanting to give any quarter whatsoever. Look at them zooming by. He's not going to go for the lunge, I should say at this time. But Kevin goes very deep into the first turn. They're going to go side by side. This is looking very tasty indeed. They're keeping wicked close together. That Porsche seems to have a lot of front end. The commentator. I need to stop saying things because I'm just cursing at everyone now at this stage. I need to go back. Is Woodward going to fight back? No, Woodward is not going to fight back. Woodward is too far gone. He's allowed Lurchy's a lot closer of a gap, so I'm going to stay here because this is the battle that I need to be, and I need to remind myself in 6 months' time to follow TK Drifter, because otherwise I am going to miss it, and I'm sorry to Mr. TK Drifter for getting no airtime from so far. He's oh, slow car ahead. Who's that, I wonder? 61 is Big Time Dave, who is having a mare. Oh, Big Time Dave's got awful damage. Right, okay. Where was I? Big Time Dave has banked the wall somewhere. It's a shame for Dave. He actually really had a fantastic start to this race. It was really going well for him. Shame to see it kind of end in unfortuitous circumstances. Having to pit a couple of times. But Lexus versus Porsche. Oh, let's have a walk. Oh, it's a beautiful looking car, isn't it? Oh, he's gaining. Oh, he's gaining. Oh, he's gaining. He's gaining. He's not going to go for lunge. Kevin protected that very well. Steve going to play the long game. Look at this. Oh, look at the drive out of that. He got out of that one very wisely indeed. That could have been quite the poor time to dive, I must say. It's a lovely white and pink livery also. Oh, it's played. Oh, I thought so. I thought for a second they were about to go side by side down to turn 5, I believe. If I'm not mistaken. Sorry, I actually think it's 6 and 7. I'm really bad at track turns, if I'm honest with you. Oh, go on. Let's have a look. Oh, look at this. Oh, this is exemplary racing, boys. Keep this up. You've got me with the biggest smile on my face at the moment. Oh, get out of that camera. Hey, it's that camera at that point that just goes wicked bright. I need to remember that. There's a couple of skid marks going into the wall there. I've a feeling that's where Big Time Dave may have. Whoa. Brake check? Question mark? But they kept this very clean. I am very impressed, boys. But look at what Steve sees. Look at Steve in the mirror. This is also a very nice camera angle from the passenger seat. Oh, it gets a little bit scary at the end for Kevin. Oh, look at the drive. Oh, look at the drive. Oh, they're neck and neck. Oh, Kevin squeezes. Steve's going to try and hang it around the outside. I call them trailer park girls. Oh, this is. Oh, get out of it. I wanted to see if there's any other battles, but I don't care. This is. Oh, this is the battle that I want. Oh, it's a bit of a love tap. I mean, it's hard but fair, but a bit of paint being traded. Oh, ho. This is stressful to watch, I must say. I love it. I love every single second of it. Racing should be stressful. And oh, go on, Steve. He's gonna have to have a dive. What a move! If he makes this stick, this is gonna be a move and a half. Kevin, don't think has the outright pace to keep up. He's have to drop him. Oh, nearly a second off him already, which gives me an opportunity to check. Woodward hasn't managed to close back up. Steve is ahead of Kevin. Where have we? Fresh Brazil has made up with a lever. Barnett's my main man, who has going to crack top 10, which is unbelievable things for my main man. Let's get this camera angle for a start anyway. Oh, Mr. Woodward, haven't you had a fun race today in your beautiful sunset orange McLaren, I'm going to say. Lovely little car. I want to stay back on top, Steve and Kevin. Does Kevin have the pace for them to go again? That is the question we want to ask ourselves mid-race when someone gets past you is, do I have the tyres? Can I burn? Oh god. I wonder the Lexus just completely bottom out there. It's a beautiful sounding car though. It's next to the Jag. I actually think the Lexus is by far the nicest sounding car. I know if a certain gamer dad is going to be watching this, he'll be very happy. Oh, do you know what? I'm going to have to leave it all off because there is only one man in this there now at the moment. I'll cut back to him in and out, but I think it's only fair that I do give him some airtime. This man, I don't even know. Can I call him a man? Is he human? Is he inhuman? He's most certainly extraterrestrial. I don't know how he can set that car so well in the most bonkers delivery of all time, but deep down I really enjoy it. He's dominated this. He's ever since he's broken into the ranks at FRL not so long ago even. Does he? Oh, poor Duzzy has had a bit of a nightmare today, I must say. Oh, Drifter have a bit of a nightmare there. Don't be giving me panic attacks like that now. That's not fair. I thought he was about to lose the end the back end of it ever so slightly there. Oh, I made a mistake again. My bad. Kevin. Oh my God, Kevin, where are you gone to? Where's PNSJF? PNSJF might be able to snag Kevin. Oh, I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that. But oh. TK Drifter coming down the back end of it. He's got a 30-second gap to Will Friedman. I mean that's just absolutely unheard of. He's in a league of his own. Congratulations and everything to do with that. You've been a set-up god. You deserve more airtime. You deserve more battles, I think. Congratulations, seriously. Darren Mark is also going to cross the line there now as well. Will Friedman. Ooh. Oh, Will, I'm afraid I won't be able to. Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? There we go. Will, congratulations. I control second place, buddy. You absolutely earned that. Oh, he's taken to the skies. He's a flying McLaren. Poor Woodward. Oh, I thought he might have a late lunge. Will Friedman, man, congratulations. You thoroughly deserve that that win. It was brilliant. I am slow. Secure in the final podium spot. Woodward, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that is actually a race win for you. So unbelievable scenes. Lurchy is going to come home P5, which is actually going to be a P2. Papano is in tier 1, so it's not going to work. Stop Steve actually is going to get a tier 2 P3, if I'm not mistaken. So that just goes to show the level of absolute maniacs that are here. So like P7 is a phenomenal result, and that's going to lead to a very well earned P3. Kevin McEntee, where's P1SGF actually? I forgot about this one. Kevin McEntee is going to come across the line P8. I think Kevin would have hoped for better. I think he may have got strategy wrong at the beginning, but all in all, Kevin it's fantastic to see out there having some great battles. P1SGF, buddy, I'll see you on Friday. It's brilliant. Barnes, oh God, you're actually quite close behind. I'm sorry I missed that. But my teammate securing the top 10, keeping our team afloat. Fantastic stuff. Dinder Mufflin. Can I add a new section of livery of the race, because he gets my vote of livery of the race? Woodward second. It's gonna be a new thing. Evan IRL's livery of the race. We're gonna make it a thing. It's my new thing. There you have it, folks. 1 hour Nurburgring, done, dusted, absolutely sorted. TK Drifter, monstrous, huge. Will Friedman, he's just a goat. He's just an everlasting presence who you can never get rid of. I Am Slow, the man from the land down under, securing a P3. Woodward, Lurchie's Papano in 4th, 5th and 6th. Sop Steve, he definitely started in the back 5. So fair play to you. Kevin McEntee in 8th, P1SGF 9th, Barnett in the top 10, Dinder Mufflin just outside the top 10, Robin Dobbin, Astral Racer. Astral Racer did actually manage to gain 2 places. He was in 15th the last time I checked out him. Jester, I think, had a bit of a nightmare after tangling with someone who I can't quite remember. Tro, who had a drive-through at the start, I would have loved to have gotten more airtime, buddy. I promise to do it the next time. You're a stalwart in any racing league. So it's great to see you there. Duzzy, I got none of you, buddy. I'm sorry about that. Brazil, I got a lot of you. Darren Mark, I got none of you again. I'm really sorry, buddy. Big Time Dave, you had a fantastic race in the first half. You've had a nightmare. Keep going with it, buddy. You will catch your break. Jinx, what can I say, Jinx? You actually had one of the best battles out there, but you just can't catch a break. Guys, I've been Evan IRL. This has been Taco Tuesdays. This has been Nurburgring. This has been TK Drifters' absolute dominance. Slán Awalia, Moshe Gawley, and take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Good night and God bless. Thanks very much for listening to my FRL comms debut. Take care. Bye bye.